Welcome to today's video. This video is taking place on Rustified, AU Medium Official, 5 minutes after wipe. This wipe was a brutal one, and it showcases lots of lows and some terrible moments. However, it will also showcase how the average wipe of a Rust player goes, from a Rust player's perspective, with over 4,000 hours. I hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you think. The goal for this wipe was to build in the jungle at the start, get our pumpies, get some farm, and move up the top map with a boat. However, you'll see throughout this wipe that a lot of our plans change as the time goes on. That death right there took quite a hit to our progression and our momentum. We had to rekindle everything we had and head straight back to where we wanted to go. My goal was to try and farm the roads as much as I can to recycle everything at Lighthouse so we'd had everything we need to get a base down and diving gear so we can go straight out to do our Pumpy quest. We made our way through the forest, farming as much as we can until we ran into a little fight. We were able to third party this and clean everything up and get all the loot for ourselves. With so much on us, we decided to scrap the idea of recycling at Lighthouse and head straight to base spot that wasn't too far away. We took everything and we headed off. From here, we decided to just farm up a couple more trees so we'd have everything we need to get a 2x1 down close on the shore. Yet, this might be the most unluckiest wipe, since we died to the only kids on the server that probably had their pumpies right now, 15 minutes into wipe. It was incredibly unlucky and all our momentum shifted again, but we knew we had to go back. So we headed straight back out, farm the roads, hit a bow, get everything we needed to go straight back to build spot. We had to run into a few fights on the way to build spot again, yet we were only running to solos at this point, so the fights were easy and we weren't running into any groups that were outnumbering us. After that little recycle, we decided we need more. We needed to recycle more comps so we had more scrap to go and buy diving gear. So we went back out, farmed a few more roads, and ran into a few more fights. We went and recycled the remaining comps we had, and we knew we were ready to go back to base spot. Just for a little context about my teammate this wipe, it's Tiger. He's got roughly 300 to 400 hours on the game, so let's not cut him any slack. We found a perfect little area, close to a river, not too far away from fishing, which would be perfect for our starter. So we just placed down our starter 2x1. With the base placed down and everything inside, I decided now would be the best time to go out and start my Pumpy quest. Tiger would meet me on the way, and we could head out and get our pumpies. We ran into a little goober in the ocean here who almost got us because of these unlucky ass fucking yoke clicks. Look at this. We both 4-clicked our yokers there. That was close. After finally going to what felt like 100 dive sites, I finally found some with some crates on it, and I started to do my Pumpy quest. Unfortunately here we started getting ran at by a fucking duo with bows, and I could see one of them had a Pumpy. Unfortunately here, Tiger bricked it falling in the water when we tried to stop and bow back at them, so I jumped in the water to dive out knowing he didn't have much on him. Unfortunately, he did die to the Pumpy. I used this time to slowly swim all the way back and get my remaining dive sites, and would get back to Fishing Village, get my Pumpy, and continue the wipe. With everything finally in base, I decided to head out and hit a little farm with my boy Tiger. On the second farm, ran into a little bricked yoke kid here who almost got me. I don't know how he tanked 3 salvaged axe hammers, but we move on. Since Tiger died on the trip out to get our Pumpies, I decided this would be a good time to send him off to do his Pumpy quest. For context, this was probably his first time doing the Pumpy quest, so I knew it would take him a while. So during that time, I decided I'd go fix up our low grade issue and go hit the roads after dying there. I would simply just hit the roads, farm up low grade barrels, try to farm up some animals, some comps, and come back to base with a full inventory, in hopes that Tiger got his Pumpy quest. Let's hope, boys. Enjoy this little barrel montage. At this point, I was ridiculously full with everything we needed for base, so I decided this was the time to head back to base, safely depot everything, and head back out. Oh, I forgot. Tiger did die to a shark on his dive quest, so we scrapped the idea of him getting his Puppy. It would just be too hard for this 400-hour demon to get it. That sound you just heard there changed the entire projection of our wipe. The original idea to move to the snow near rig was completely scrapped. We just saw that the deep sea had just popped up an hour into wipe right next to our build spot. We knew this was our sign and our time to go. We decided we would build a boat, use all our tarp, and head straight to the deep sea. Also, how lucky is this? Placing our fucking boat thing and popping a body there at the end of the river? That's crazy. Finally setting sail. We still had about 2 2 hours and 50 minutes to go, only 10 minutes left to the deep sea. The goal was simple. We were going to try and head straight to an island and call an airdrop. Risking it on those ghost ships for those elite crates would just not be worth it. We could get guaranteed guns with these airdrops, so that was the goal. We'd find a back island at the back end of the deep sea, pop the airdrop, and it could be so smooth, right? Whilst I'm looting this island, I'd like to introduce the third teammate to this wipe, Squirtle. He's roughly an hour and a half late to wipe because unfortunately he was late because of his fucking school, and he's roughly got 2k hours. He's a bit of a demon and a bit of a brick sometimes. With his mental, he cannot be locked in sometimes. Unfortunately this wipe, it was one of them. He just wasn't being locked in, fucking typing in chat, being a little chat bot, but it's okay, everyone has their moments and their wipes. At this point, we saw the airdrop was close to landing on the island next to us where the big dogs were sitting. Unfortunately, we realized we didn't have bigger fish to fry because these guys were like 5 to 6 deep with fucking cannonballs pummeling our boat already. We knew we were fucking with people that were too heavy for us. We spotted some patrol ships nearby, patrolling towards us, and decided this would be our calling. Maybe we could pop an AK or two. However, because this wipe was so fucking unlucky, the big fucking dogs from earlier decided they were going to come straight for us and eat us alive. At this point, I would like to, for context, I didn't know my two teammates were bricking it, double looting a rib. I was all by myself. I didn't actually know that at the time, so when I went up to ego for these sales, I thought Squirtle was still on the boat with me, so that if I died, we wouldn't completely come to a stop. If you look deeply there, you could see the two bricks on the rib looting. I egoed here with the Pumpy because I didn't know they'd be so close to us. Unfortunately, they were already on us. Why were my teammates double looting? But it's okay. Everything was gone, but it happens. It's only AU medium. It's not full swipe. We have a mental. We just go back out. We knew at this point, living on the jungle near Fishing Village was just not gonna cut it. We decided we'd build closer to some more tier 1 to tier 2 monuments, maybe get a red card and maybe hit up a rig. So we decided we'd move everything. I took everything, headed to the new build spot, and I was going to place a new 2x1. With the new base down, I decided me and Skoda would go out, hit up Sewer Branch, maybe get that blue card and that basic blueprint fragment we need. But we realized someone was already in there. I noticed this, so we both double jumped down. Luckily for us, Broski just came out of sewer and he was one tap. He was the only kid here, so luckily we just got a free sewer to ourselves and it had been already looted for us. Somehow, some goobers decided to swipe a green on the second exit of sewer and come up and try and catch us off here. Luckily, Squirtle noticed before I did, and we were able to rekindle our position here and easily dip when I got hit. Unfortunately here, I tried to fight them off Squirtle, Shot one back, but they wouldn't push off Squirtle. Unfortunately, he did go down here to these two people, but I was able to make it out alive and run away with most of the group on me. After hitting the little depot with what we had, we decided to go with the carts, head out, and maybe try and get lucky and swipe an airfield. We'll see what happens. This guy was beyond loaded, everything on base, so we immediately had to hit a quick deposit. After depoting all that group, I decided it was the appropriate time to upgrade the base to stone, finally. It was a super close call, almost dying just there with the cards on me. However, this bow kid you see right here decided it was the best time to chase me for 5 fucking grids. I was able to outrun him most of the time, and I used that time to come up this tree here and wait for him to push me, because I knew I'd have to push him back. This absolute dick stain decided he would just log off in front of me after chasing me for 10 grids. What a goober.
Name of this album is Second Breakfast, and I'm your host, Big Smokin' Joe.
Quickly swipe that blue and grab that red card in that blueprint fragment to maybe hit up a rig later tonight. Let's see how that goes.
Never mind, chill, still in the minefield, thrill at the crime will kill you in time, but while you're living, you got killing on your mind. Eyes of a
W red crate or what?
Fed by the feast, shed light on these disease fruits. In the middle of the Middle East, you got red, white, and blue in your
At this point, my teammates were in base not doing much AFK, so I decided I'd go out, hit a solo farm, maybe try and get a blue card or kill some kids on the way.
Take me to the Masons, kid. I'll spontaneous combust in your face and shit. Gold, give me oil, give me horse, and I'll enjoy the spoils of war. Yeah, social pariah, an unassuming human glooming, cause doom is looming. And I'm a self-saboteur, it's a worry of mine. For instance, I hate sex, but do it all the time. I hate poetry, yeah, constantly rhyme. I'm an Islamic Hindu, gobbling swine, kissing nose, crinkly bottom, just to get a floppy looking like Bookham. The epitome of really good looking, treat women like objects, and objects
Hey bro,
Tom, Dick and fart jokes.
so bad, so bad.
And I've eaten all the
Quite an unlucky fight. I feel like there I got bloomed, but maybe not. Maybe it's just bad aim. You guys can tell me.
wake up your steez, perpetuate a rover educator, forget you late. Wake up your steez.
And at this point, we got our revenge on the door camping 5-man that had been running amok all wipe, sitting on their roof with a Thompson and letting their little crossy mutts run out with their fucking bows. And just of course, because this wipe couldn't get any worse than it already was, I ran into a shield fucking goober outside the base as I was gonna depot. And I egoed it, and of course I only hit his shield. Can this wipe not get any worse? I'd like to point out, after that Tommy death there, the wipe kind of fizzled out. Everyone was AFK and the morale was low. I hit some farm runs, nothing much, but at this point we knew we had to send something big. The wipe was coming to an end here if we didn't make a plan, so we decided we'd go with Revies and a DB and a red card, buy a minicopter and head to rig. What else could we lose? The morale was low, we had to send something big. And this was when this clip partook. This is all recorded from Tiger's POV.
Fuck. Holy shit. Run to vents,
Yeah.
Tiger, run.
Run into vents, bro! Run into vents right now!
Oh, get into the vents, bro. You need to run. They're gonna come for you.
I'm full HP. That's Tommy. I think it's this kid here.
Oh.
One dead. One dead. One dead.
That's
No! Yoshi doesn't say anything because he knows it's him too. As if this wipe couldn't get any worse, I TK Tiger in the vents after he shoots at me and I couldn't see his name tag. It's honestly typical of these weekly wipes. They're not really that perfect, but it's okay. The wipe honestly was over. It was a good wipe day, about 4 hours of wipe. We aren't too big on these weekly wipes personally. I love force wipes, so I'm not taking these weekly wipes too seriously. That's why I'm not sending it out there, refarming and going back out. It's just because I don't envy and enjoy these weekly wipes as much as I do force wipe, where I pour over 300 hours into force wipe. I hope you guys enjoy and see what an average wipe looks like from a 4K hour perspective.